What up, though, fam? It's T with my souls to yours. Today is Monday, February 9th. We are on day 9 of our straight through vlogs. All right, guys, we're going to get started with some orders that's going out today. We have 6 going out on eBay for a total of $322.23. So let's jump right into it. First pair we have going out is a pair of Puma. You guys know I love to pick these up. And these are the Puma Speed Cat OG. If you see these, and they're in good condition, it's a pickup. These did not sit very long, and they sold for my full asking price of $69.99. Pretty good sale. Find these quite often at the bins. And again, if they're in good condition, I will certainly pick them up. So did everyone enjoy Super Bowl Sunday yesterday? I myself did not watch the game. So yeah, that was that. Did not watch it, did not have any interest in it. But I hear Seattle won. If that was your team, congratulations. No, seriously, if that was your team and that's who you were going for, congratulations. It's a feat. It's really a feat. I'm just trying to win this reselling game. All right, guys. Next up, we have a pair of New Balance going out. And these are some baseball shoes. I guess baseball training is coming up soon, right? So they're trying to get their shoes in. And these are New Balance 3000 V4. So I guess that's version 4. Just a pair of turf shoes. And these went out on a 10% best offer of $35.99. Not a bad sale. Another bin's fine. And these sat for 17 days. So we love to see that. I have another pair too, but they're black and white. Having a hard time getting in there. But yeah, $35.99. Maybe I'll stick this in a larger bag. I use 3 different size bags, guys. I have a 14.5 by 19, 12.5 by 15, which is the one I use the very, very most. And I have 10 by 13. And I get them all on Amazon. I buy them 500 or 1,000 at a time, so they'll last. So how are sales for you guys this weekend? You guys think it was pretty slow because it was Super Bowl weekend? Especially yesterday. It was fairly slow. But I won't complain. I do have something going out today, so we'll take that. As with any day, we'll take it, right? All right, this next pair going out is a pair of Olakai. Now, these I just listed 2 days ago. I had them listed for $29.99. Someone sent an offer for $24.99, and I took it. The model of these are the Lala. Okalala. And they're very nice. Nice little leather straps. I think I want to buy a pair. And test them out. They seem like really well-made shoes. So with these, I'll put these in a 10 by 13 because they're pretty small. And they fit in there very nicely. So again, 10 by 13, 12 and a half by 15, and 14 and a half by 19. Those are the bags that I use. I do have them in my link tree in my description. So if you guys are looking for some good bags, you know where to find them. All right, guys, this next pair coming up is a brand that we all know and love. Well, I know I love to pick them up. And they are a pair of Converse. You guys know I love my Converse. And these are a nice little pink pair. And I just picked these up from the bins, I believe last week, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check. But they weren't listed very, very long at all. And they've already sold, which we love to see, right? We love to see it. And these sold for my full asking price of $29.99. And that's what I usually price all of my Converse, $29.99, unless they're just like in pristine condition. Sometimes I'll list them for like $34, $35.99, especially if they're high top. Like I said the other day, high top usually sells better than low top. And it's always the black ones and the white ones. High top that sells quickly, but this one sold quickly too, so I'm not complaining. I like picking them up in all colors. I will pick them up in all colors. So yeah, these are going out for $29.99. And this next pair, guys, has sat in my store for a very long time. But I'm glad to see them go. And these are a pair that I had delisted and relisted. And they sold a few days after that. So I won't complain about that. I know you guys hear me talk about relisting and delisting, you know, in just about every video. But it does work. It gets new eyes on your item. It moves it back up in the algorithm. And it helps to get it sold. And these are a pair of New Balance boots. Let me get my stuff in order. And like I said, they did sit for a while. And I don't know. But I relisted them and I had them listed for $49.99. Someone sent an offer for $42. You know, I instantly accepted it. And these are the New Balance 1569s. Nice little Gore-Tex hiking boot. They did not have insoles. So remember what we talked about last time when I said, you know, shoes without insoles still will sell. But yeah, I don't know why they took so long. They are a women's though. They're a women's 12. So I guess it took that specific buyer to come along and grab them up, and I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Yeah, so guys, these went out for $42. Would I pick them up again? Absolutely. I know they sat for a long time. But sometimes the name of this shoe reselling game is the waiting game, unfortunately. But I will pick them up again. All right, we are on our last eBay order coming up. As soon as we get these together. Yeah, on our last eBay order. Like I said, it was pretty slow yesterday, so what can you do? I know what you can do. You can keep going. You can keep listing. You can keep taking good pictures. You can keep sourcing good inventory. Now, I'm not saying go source and you have 1,000 items back in your money pile that's still waiting to be listed. But, you know, you keep going. All right, guys, the next pair we have going out is a pair of Nike. And I believe these are also baseball shoes. Let's just check and see. Yep, these are also baseball shoes. These are the Nike Air Diamond Varsity Turf. These weren't listed long at all. Again, like I said, I guess it's coming up on baseball training season. So people are getting their gear ready to go. So if you guys have these, any type of baseball cleats or baseball turf shoes or softball shoes or any kind of those items, whatever it is that you may sell, now is the time. But you guys know I list anything all year round anyway, so. But just glad I could have this pair for somebody to buy. And these went out on a best offer of $31.49. I had them listed for $34.99 and got a watcher on it. Sent out a 10% offer and they accepted. So don't be afraid to send out offers. Don't be afraid to put best offers, you know, on your listings. Because a lot of times it does get you the sale. And that's what we're in this for, right? We're in this to sell items. Get them out the door, get them moving. All right, guys, we have a few Poshmark orders going out. Let me set these up, get the labels printed out, and I'll be right back. Okay, fam, we are back with our Poshmark orders. We have 5 orders going out. And the first pair we have going out are these Puma Suede Classics. Nice little colorway, like a turquoise and orange. And these went out on a best offer. No, these sold from a full asking price of $41. Next up, we were just talking about these. Nice little classic pair of Converse. And these even had like staining on them. But they still sold. And they sold for $31. We'll take it all day. Next pair we have going out is a pair of On Cloud. These are the On Cloud 5s. And I don't know if I mispriced these or what. And then sent out an offer. I don't know. But they only sold for $33. I'm not going to say only. Let me take that back. Yay! They sold for $33. Ben's fine. I won't complain. I'm still making my $20 profit. So let's see. 33. So they'll take what? Like $6, 27. Yeah. Still making my $20 profit. All right, guys. Next up, we have this pair of Kelsey Dagger boots. look at the picture. So you know these have been listed for a long time. This is when I was taking pictures outside in my backyard. But these are the Kelsey Dagger Brooklyn boots. And they finally sold for 36 bucks. I mean, 36 bucks is 36 bucks, right? So I'll take it. Even after 3 years, maybe 2.5, something like that. Anyway, they're out the door now, right? All right, guys. Our last order on Poshmark is this pair of Hoka. I hope you guys know that Hoka makes sandals too. Well, if you didn't, they do. These are the Hoka Aura Recovery Slides. And they sold for 50 bucks. We love to see that, right? Yep, 50 bucks out the door. All right, guys, let me pack these orders up. And I am going to go through some comments, grab some questions, and then I'm going to answer them for you guys. All right, guys, catch you in a minute. All right, fam, we're back. I just cleaned 36 pairs of shoes. 36 pair. We getting it. Usually I'll like clean 10 pair, take a picture, list. Clean 10 pair, take a picture, list. So today I just tried something different. I said, let me just clean these 2 buckets of shoes that I have. And it was 36 pair, and I cleaned them all. I didn't get them pictured or drafted, but that's all I have to do tomorrow when I come in here is just picture and list. And you know what? I'll do that for the rest of the week. And see how that works out. And it actually was like I know cleaning is not everybody's favorite thing, but for me, like, it's so therapeutic. It's just quiet. I have my TV on and I'm just scrubbing away. I guess that's just me, but yeah, 36 pairs. So just tomorrow we have to just take pictures and make our drafts. And hopefully that'll go smoothly as well. All right, so like I said, we were going to do question and answers from some of you guys. Let's call it questions from the cousins. How about that? Questions from my cousins. All right, our first question comes from Malika. And she asks, do I plan to sell on other platforms like Mercari, Depop, or do live shows? And the answer to that is probably no. I have tried selling on Mercari, a few years ago. It just wasn't good for me. Neither was Depop. I've tried Depop as well. I did say I wanted to try Depop again, but I just haven't. As far as live shows, I've been reached out to do those live shows, like Whatnot. But like I source from Whatnot sometimes, but I don't know, digging in the bins for 3 or 4 hours and then buying a pair of shoes for $3.71 and selling them for $6 or $7 is just not my business model. Like, I'm not saying never, but as for right now, like I have no immediate plans to do live selling, either on Whatnot or Poshmark or any of the live shows. So thank you, Malika, for the question. Next question comes from Mrs. Simmons. And she asks, how often do I list and how often do I source? I list every single day. You have to list every single day in order to keep the momentum going on eBay or on Poshmark. For me, eBay, I definitely know. Like, I can see if I slack off for a couple of days, which I haven't in a long time. Kudos to me. But no, you can feel it in your store. Like, seriously, you can see sales kind of tapering off a little bit. So I list every single day. That's why I try and keep a draft bank. I have like almost 60 in my draft bank right now. So I try and keep a draft bank, and I haven't always done that. So don't, I'm not, oh, I'm this, I'm that. No. But I have recently started keeping a draft bank. So I do list every single day. How often do I source? Whenever the spirit hits me. Like, I can go sourcing every day. Do I need to? Absolutely not. But like, now that I'm only listing 250 a month, I don't go as frequently as I used to. So I would probably say now maybe 3 or 4 times a week, if that. It varies. It varies on needs, and it varies on me just wanting to go to the bins. But really, it's whenever I want to. Basically, especially if all of my other tasks are done for the day. I say, oh, let me go hit the bins. But let me run to a thrift store, because there's two thrift stores close to my house. So one is like 5 minutes away, the other is like maybe 10 minutes away. So it's always that temptation to just, oh, let me go run by there and see what they have. Like I did this morning. I had gone to drop off something, and I said, oh, the thrift store was like right across the street. I said, let me run over there, and found 3 pair of Hoka. So, it's hit or miss, absolutely, but, I'd rather be there for the hits. All right, thank you, Ms. Simmons, for that question. Next question comes from Jewel, and they asked, did I quit my job to do this full time? And the answer is yes. I quit my job back in 2022. I think I told you guys this story before, but I said before I turned 50, which was in 2023, that I wasn't going to work for anybody anymore. And yeah, that's what I did. But it wasn't before, I made sure that, well, nothing is of 100% certainty, but like I had a good momentum. That first year when I was part-time, I did like 48K. And then I did shoes. I started doing shoes in 2023. And that first year I did like 70K. But before that, like just part-time, I did like almost 50K. And then the second year, I think it was 70K, 78K, something like that. I didn't go back through my numbers, but yeah, like I kind of made sure I had a foothold, in the business, and yeah, made sure my finances were in order to just quit a job. And it's not just me. I have a spouse, so she was on board with it, and yeah, just kind of took the big leap. All right, our next question comes from Outfitted Thrifts, and she asked, or he asked, I'm not sure. They asked, was it hard for me to niche into shoes, and what helped me make the final decision? It wasn't hard for me to niche into shoes, because in my personal life, like, I love shoes. So, and I probably have way too many. But no, it wasn't hard for me to niche, into shoes. Again, because it's something that I love. And what was my final decision? When I first walked in the bins and I saw shoes. So I knew that I could get an abundant supply. Yeah, and that's really what did it. I didn't start right away just selling shoes. I wanted to see, like, is this sustainable? Like, do they have this many shoes every day or every week? And when I saw that they did, and that, I could get them, it wasn't hard for me to niche down and make that final decision to just do shoes. All right, question number 5 comes from Deborah, and she asks, why don't I resell children and baby shoes? I guess for me, because it holds no personal interest, that's number one. Number two is they don't sell fast for me. Maybe because I don't list a lot of them, so that's why they sit. But I do have a few children's shoes, but it's just it. I guess it really just boils down to it just doesn't interest me. I'm sure that there are tons of other resellers that specialize in children's shoes or baby shoes, but for me it just doesn't interest me. And I've told you guys before, I like to make a $20 profit on my items, and children's shoes just don't go for that much. So I try and steer clear of them. Hopefully you'll see one that I picked up not too long ago. Hopefully you'll see them in a What's Sold video, but they were just too cute to pass up. So, decisions like that sometimes I'll make to pick up a pair of kid shoes, but as a general rule, no, I try and stay away from them. And the last question, this came from just says user, and they asked, what am I like in real life? Hold on, I'll be right back. Ta-da! I am exactly who I am on this screen as I am off screen. A little bit sweet, a little bit sour, very straightforward. Sometimes nice, sometimes not. I'm just me. I'm just me. I'm an introvert for the most part. I don't talk a whole lot, even though I talk on here. But I'm just me. I'm just T. Nothing grandiose or anything like that. I'm just, I know this is cliche when people say I like to help people, but that's part of who I am. Just real laid back, kind of cool person. Willing to help, to assist, to hype up, to egg on, to just that's just who I am. All right, guys, but I am also the person who's going to get out of here because I'm tired. My hands are all ashy and dry. And I know some of you are going to say it again. Please wear gloves. And I try. I actually got a box of gloves today. And that's because after 3 months, I finally cleaned up my dad's things. As you guys know, my dad passed away 3 months ago, and he passed away in our house. And I was never able to just remove his things, like the cleaning supplies we had to use for him and all that. And there was a box of gloves in there, and I said, well, maybe my dad is trying to tell me something. You see him back there? But anyway, so I will. I promise you guys, I will. But anyway, I'm gonna get out of here, and it's still light outside. I don't know, I can feel some spring coming. But then that means my birthday's coming, and then I'll be another year older. Guess that's how that goes, right? All right, guys, I'm out of here. If you like this video, please feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.